Oh, heck yeah, dude. It's time. It's the annual season. 'Tis the season. Pick a day, any year, 365 days to kick butt with, like, the best game of all time. Upon further consideration, I always say Majora's Mask and whatever the heck else I say. Oh, Super Metroid. Yeah, how could you forget? What are we, stupid? But Perfect Dark, man. And it's finally time. I have access at the moment to Rare Replay. I'm signed in as some good old days that doesn't pay for Xbox Live, so don't even look me up. I'll smack you through the screen. That's the wrong studio, sir. But I'm excited. I've been practicing this crap because the Xbox controller makes me rage. It's a beautiful controller, don't get me wrong. However, when you're used to N64 for GoldenEye and this, plus the aiming sensitivity, but I think I got it down now, so we're doing this because you can't ever have too much Perfect Dark. I've pretty much almost beaten the entire game again. There's just a few levels on Perfect Agent. Combat Simulator, this is where I got my practice in. I re-beat all 30 challenges, and I will not be covering them. If you want to see me do all 30 challenges, look at my existing Perfect Dark playlist where I played the N64 game and did it. This is just going to be added to the playlist. I worked my way up to Agent, but my real statistics, if you looked at my original cartridge... Whatever, we're doing this, Perfect Agent, man! I beat a couple of the first levels. We're gonna watch the cutscenes and everything, because this game is beautiful!
Why the big hurry?
If Dr. Carroll is not extracted tonight, Datadyne will put him through mind conditioning, and we'll lose our best chance of finding out what Datadyne are up to.
Are they all expendable?
Don't joke. You have to be careful, Joanna. Code keys will only operate while the owner is alive. If you kill them, the key is useless. Armed guards are a different matter, of course.
What's the target location?
Work your way down the building to the ground level. Dr. Carroll will be in a research lab somewhere in the underground facility.
How will I recognize him?
We don't have an image record, and we can't find any official files. All we have is the name. Good luck, Perfect Dark.
Yeah, looking good. Oops. He's not where he usually is because I watched the whole cutscene. Alright, let's do it. I like the echo. The textures are, at times, amazing, and at other times I miss the N64. Like on the guards, the faces. Alright, aim sensitivity, be a friend, please. Look at this. N64C buttons, it's just like tap, tap, done, boom, you're just going. With these little sensitive sticks with no notches.
We're getting a positive reading. The internal constant is near.
It's alright, we're gonna ace it anyway. Look at this. This was the hardest thing. Sidewinding down these stairs. Easiest maneuver ever. I don't know what it is, man. It took days of practice to finally get a little comfortable with this controller.
Who are you?
I'll tell you who I am. Smack to the forehead. I do sort of like that you just press right bumper to switch to secondary.
There's someone here.
Like it's its own button now, which helps. But at the same time, it's also annoying because it's very close to fire, and if you're getting excited, you could press the wrong R button. Maybe I only do that kind of thing, but I don't know. See, like these guys, they looked cooler on the N64. They still look alright, but they look a little rounded and weird.
Yeah, I agree. Personality is expendable. No, I can start the process from my office terminal and delete the necessary files at the same time. I'll begin at once. Goodbye.
Help! Shooter! Security! Help me!
I like that they didn't go as far as to make their mouths move again, or anything. It's still all the same. Oh, it's here already? Alright.
I've got a password problem, and you're the man to help me with it.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
I was gonna go for the laptop gun, because sometimes these elevators are nowhere near here. Oh, yeah! is moving. Come on. Yeah, I'm serious. I think this might be my favorite game of all time now. It might have just topped Super Metroid. In my current brain situation.
I'm logging on now. Right.
But yeah, it's not perfect, man. I would still choose N64 over this, but in terms of fluidity, no frame skips. If you can get used to the controls of this one, it's definitely the most accessible this day and age. To read any good news on the newspaper page. Love and tradition of a grand design. What is that, Family Matters? Damn right it is. I got a Stromboli here. I can smell it, but dude, it ain't time. You me shoving pepperoni in my mouth. I'm playing Perfect Dark. So there you go. Perfect Dark is more important than Strombolis. Chitty. Yeah, this too. I'm just so used. My thumb instinctively goes to where B is on the N64 controller to switch to follow lock on for that guy. But just that delay of the button's not there. What is the button? Those moments of trying to think about that just totally screw me up. But we're still doing alright. Because you were jogging like a Nancy. Oh, hold on now. I like the acrobatics, but 'tis not the time. Joanna does look a little bit better than she did. I'm glad they kept the voice and everything, though. I don't care about my Xbox ranking. I don't want to see that I'm not the best. No, I don't care. We'll watch this cutscene, but I always start this mission from the immediate. But I just like it. The music of this part is good too.
Huh? What?
Alright, so let's just redo it. So fast, man! Especially because the last time I played this, it was on an emulator. There was a hang between all the loads of the levels and stuff.
There's someone here.
Who is it? Should I tell my same story again? That was the first combat simulator character I ever had. One of those trooper guys.
We programmed the cleaning bot. It'll give you a way in.
Received.
Yeah, I really like the echoes of the sound design that they added to this. At first I was playing this as you would any modern first-person shooter. Left stick is just movement, right stick is turn. That is not the legacy setup. But there is an option deep in the options menu. Like, the menus are kind of jacked up in this too. It takes just a little bit longer to do anything. But I forced myself to get used to the legacy setting because speed strafing. If you cannot speed strafe in this game, it's not Perfect Dark. And it's hard to pull off with that modern setup of the sticks. So I have to have legacy enabled, so the right stick is just like the C buttons.
Something like gives me a lot of power.
But for some reason, holding this particular controller in my hand,
Doing in my lab.
Shut down the experiment.
Why?
Like my brain instinctively thinks modern day, and then I get used to the new stuff. So it was hard to go back. But give me an N64 controller and I'll ace the crap out of this game. No problem, it won't even take 2 seconds to get used to it again. Ah, the timing. It's alright, as long as we get to where the droid guy's going through the lasers. Got that mission time down there on the bottom left, as you must. If you're going for the cheats of this game, you gotta have your eye on that. And that is also why speed strafing is an essential. Like we were playing one of the Halo games. I just feel like the movement in that is so slow. I mean, yeah, the worlds are bigger, but I just like the arcade feel to this.
There's someone here.
I haven't seen you before.
Pull the plug on that. Now!
Please.
Now I got this
don't hurt me.
jerk in here.
Who the hell
That's not your face.
Switch this thing off.
Allow me to assist you.
Fun fact about this guy, his face is always the same on the N64. I don't know about this. And that was not the N64 face. Yeah, the echo on the keyboards and everything too.
Intruder alert.
But yeah, I've just been desperate to play this for so long. I've been playing some other stuff on Rare Replay a little bit, just a lot of like the easy ones, the NES, arcade, and all that. Will I get the cheat? I think I already did. I can't remember, honestly, because I've been recording Resident Evil 2 Remake. But, you know, I beat that game on my own time, then I just beat it again, recording it. I'm kind of a little bit tired of it at the moment, so I feel like this is a good break in between before doing Claire's story. The song's awesome, too. It's got weird copyright issues on YouTube, though, because somebody remixed it and claimed it as their own. And sometimes YouTube detects it as their work, even though it's not. It's obviously rare. Grant Kirkhope. Because it does have a crazy bass quality to it.
That's the highest security section. Dr. Carl's got to be nearby.
Oh, yeah, this pisses me off, I gotta say. It's not like the N64. The quick menu. So, where normally I would quick menu all of that, I have to go to the pause. Is you have to use 2 sticks, left and right, to go diagonal. N64, you just press diagonal right if you want the dragon in that case, and you have it. Here, for some reason, you have to use both sticks in order to do the diagonal selection. It's weird. I don't know if it's the control option I chose. I mean, from day one, I've kind of always essentially whined about the controls of this compared to N64, but it's true. Take whatever game you're a pro at and use a different controller, and you just see how frustrating it is, because your brain knows what it knows, and you know what should happen, so if you're forced to do something different, it's like you gotta go through the whole learning curve all over again. Before the innate skill just takes back over. Do it, yeah! Under 6:30, right? Or is it 6 minutes? I don't know. We'll see after Dr. Carroll, the floating laptop.
Dr. Carroll? Dr. Carroll, are you here?
Well, did you say to come out?
Yes, all clear. What? You're...
Very professionally done, my dear. But there's no time to waste. You must leave immediately. Come on! I have vital information. You will protect me.
Yeah, I think I already unlocked it. Extraction, man. Dr. Carroll got a makeover, dude. Got his eyebrows done or something.
Sound the alarm. She's here.
Lights out.
Oh!
What the?
This section sucks with how sensitive these sticks are. Like, I had to crank down the X-axis sensitivity almost to like nothing. Cause look at this, just the little. Cause it's this whole game is designed for singular taps of the C buttons. You know, so when you have a stick that is constantly in motion, basically.
Lock down the ground floor. Get to the elevator.
Sensitivity is all over the place. But like I said, after several days of playing, I think I finally got a decent enough hang of it to be doing this. No Magnum though. Did I get the Magnum when I played on the N64? Probably. Either in the long play on my actual cartridge or the Let's Play that I did emulated. I know I've definitely talked about it. Did the thing just shoot her? I didn't think that could happen. The interesting thing about this level, it's just nice to see that initial cutscene work, where the lights actually go out. That was weird, I don't know why it hung up there. It did that when I was playing Resident Evil though, too. Yeah, have fun. Shotgun looks pretty cool. Some of the guns look worse though, with all the texture overhaul. I mean, it's cool, but like all the Mayan stuff, I kind of prefer N64.
That's not how it. Oh no! It's in. She's here.
I remember when I first played this game, I hated the shotgun. I was like, it's the dumbest thing, but I actually really like it now. Yeah. I feel like you could do that more reliably. N64, sometimes it despawns the rocket randomly. Could just be the age of the cartridge, I don't know.
We meet again, girl. You've become quite an annoyance.
This game is so freaking good, dude. I love it.
Standing.
Get out of the way, lady. I'm trying to get to the helipad.
Ship waiting. Get back to the landing pad.
Received.
Going somewhere?
Something I can do for you, old woman.
Return our sapient immediately. You don't know what you're doing.
Yes, I do. I'm leaving.
One more chance. Give it back. And you could come and work for me.
Sorry, gotta shoot.
You must get the sapient back. We cannot proceed without it.
I know that. I also know who to talk to. Mr. Carrington.
Should we do the villa? Yeah, we should do the villa. What are we gonna stop? For Stromboli? Let's just do it.
Agent Dark, mission log 1846 hours. Last night, we got a call from Cassandra DeVries. A Datadyne team have taken Daniel Carrington hostage at his private villa on the coast. and they say they will spare his life in exchange for the AI. Unfortunately, we don't have it. Daniel and Dr. Carroll were at the villa to discuss matters of mutual interest. It looks like Daniel found a way to hide Dr. Carroll inside the villa when the Datadyne hit squad arrived. Hopefully, our phony negotiator ploy will give me a chance to surprise the Datadyne squad. This time, it's not just my life on the line.
Whoa now. Gee, random crouching. The villa looks pretty nice though in this texture overhaul. I just like the audio really got the biggest beef or boost. Beefy boost. Just the echoes, even the music has just more of a punch to it. Sing a song. Punch a guy in the back left elbow, he'll fall over. I was playing a bit of Perfect Dark Zero on this rare replay thing too, trying to see everything I missed about that. And yeah, it's a letdown. Going from this to that. And on that note, whoever's doing the whole remake of it, I forget the name of the studio, but man, they better do it right. They better put speed strafing in, or at least remake it in such a way that it's still awesome, regardless of the movement. I'm glad someone's doing it though, and being like, hey, remember Perfect Dark, not just GoldenEye? Yeah.
If I get the wind generator back online, I'll get power to the lower basement.
Oh man, that's the worst animation when they start walking like that. And yeah, the way Barbara Broccoli always talks about there's never been a good James Bond video game. There was a quote like that sometime recently, like last year or something. So it's like the hope on a good James Bond game like GoldenEye again. It's like, you might as well just give up and focus on something like Perfect Dark. Which I always said I think it did it better, but I love them both. And I know I'm in the minority. Yeah, I always peek my head up at that top floor, so this happens. It makes this part easier. But if you watched my N64 Let's Play, usually you can make it to the top of the stairs by the kitchen before Grimshaw comes in with the whole, Joanna, it's Grimshaw! It's like ingrained in my brain where you're supposed to be before that quote registers on the little radio thing. It's all good. Still kind of shaving it pretty close right now. This game isn't easy by any means. It's just when you play it a million times like I have, Perfect Agent suddenly just becomes the standard, and it's still hard. You're still gonna mess up. You've even seen, like, top speedrunners die and stuff. Like, death is something that happens in this game. But usually not till the later stuff. You should have seen me trying to aim at these rooftop snipers when I first started trying to play this. It was atrocious. But I suppose theoretically, if you had something that was constantly in motion and in the control of your thumb versus something that you had to press multiple times to get where you wanted it to be, the former is better than the latter. Or in other words, this is better than the N64 controls. Yeah, it's just that old dog, new tricks thing. Anyway, I won't go on about that anymore. Let this first episode be the one about the controls, I guess. Yeah, he's still alive. Not anymore, though. Oh, yeah, he is. Not the best.
Sir, are you injured?
No, Joanna, I'm okay. But those Datadyne thugs made me tell them where I'd hidden Dr. Carroll. Only I'd held out for a few minutes more.
It's not your fault, sir. I should have been quicker.
Don't blame yourself, Joanna. Dr. Carroll told me that he expected this to happen. Actually, when they recaptured him, the Datadyne team got overconfident and let slip a few facts when they thought I was unconscious. They mentioned a meeting in the G5 building in Chicago, Illinois tonight. I want you to be there. That doesn't leave you a lot of time to get ready.
That won't be a problem, sir. So, did Dr. Carroll have any useful information for you?
Oh, yes, indeed. He certainly did. And I'll brief you when you're on your route to Chicago. We might still be able to help him, even after those butchers remove his personality. He thinks they'll keep a copy of it in a safe place. About time I called in some friends to deal with Datadyne.
Yeah! Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you for the next one.